The Notebook. It Ends With Us. Pride and Prejudice. Twilight. The list of published, available romance novels goes on and on. Books under the romance genre are becoming more and more popular, and the DGS community is not excluded from this trend. From Downers Grove South, this is the Blueprint News Network. My name is Juliana, bringing you an episode of Romantics, the podcast for everything romance reading related. What is not to love about a romance book? The swoon-worthy plots are the best part. Enemies to lovers, close quarters, friends to lovers, love triangle, fake relationship, second chance, forbidden love, and opposites attract are just a few possible storylines. The best romantic reads also include perfect and much anticipated first kisses, an undeniable attraction between the main characters, and of course, a trademark happy ending. These are just some of the reasons readers love a good romance novel. Librarian Stephanie Beck enjoys reading romance books for the satisfaction they bring her.
I do like reading romance books. I like to just escape into a world of like feeling that fluttery passion that you can feel when a romance is just beginning, or the frustration, seeing it from the outside and not feeling it yourself helps to feel empathy with that main character who's going through that. I just enjoy it. I think it's a fun ride.
Every romance reader loves the genre for one reason. Seeing a love story laid out on paper brings one hope, happiness, and a bit of much-needed giddiness. While romance novels are mainly advertised towards a female audience, anybody looking for a feel-good book can feel free to indulge themselves. There shouldn't be a limit on happiness, and one romance book equals at least 2.5 hours of unchecked joy. Senior Kaylee Rodek considers herself an avid romance reader for many of these reasons.
I love reading romance. I'm not entirely sure why. I just happened upon this cute adorable romance and it made me feel nice, and so I just keep reading them.
On an average day, the typical romance reader can be found pursuing the book section at Target to claim their 20% off of all novels. Hidden between the tall shelves of Barnes & Noble with a pumpkin spice latte in hand, or inside a used bookstore, looking to find a new purpose in a story someone else has finished. However, the rise of the romance genre has led to new judgment as well. Some consider romance novels to be too fluffy and void of substance, not even considering them real books. Others believe romance readers, especially young girls, are developing unrealistic expectations for their relationships due to the fictional love stories they devour on the daily.
Personally, I don't have any romantic relationships just because I don't feel the need to have one yet, which is personal preference, whatever. I do have high expectations, but honestly, I think that's just it sets me up so that I don't get my heart broken as much. You know what I mean? It's not some guy that's doing the bare minimum, and I'm oh my gosh, I love him, even though he's playing me or something. It's setting me up to have a good deep relationship instead of the surface level one.
Beck adds to this way of thinking. She believes that romance books can teach readers valuable lessons about relationships, especially young adults who don't have as much life experience.
I think if anything, a romance book can teach you without having to go through a negative experience or a toxic experience yourself. You can see what happens and how people can deal with the situation. I feel it's easier when you're on the outside looking in than when you're actually going through something like that. Especially young adult romance is really good at dealing with issues of consent, issues of confusion.
The critics of the romance genre and romance readers will always be there. But these books have value that goes much deeper than their covers, something that will only be discovered by turning some pages. For dedicated romance fans looking for their next read, or for someone looking to get into the genre, new romance books are constantly being released, adding to the already formidable list of available options. TikTok and Instagram are great places to find new book recommendations. Swing by a local or school library and ask for suggestions from the librarians. Or go to a bookstore, pick a title, and read for 15 minutes to see if, like the main characters, you and the book was made for each other. Rodek and Beck also have some specific romance book recommendations based on the novels they have read.
I love Love and Gelato. That's one of like my all-time favorites, like top of the top.
More than just a pretty face. Again, like the cover of the book does not really scream like guy. It screams more like female, right? Which is too bad, I think, because it is a male romance story. It's from a male perspective, and it deals with like his feelings and thoughts and emotions, and then the women that are like around it and the girls that are in his story and in his orbit. So it's unfortunate, in my opinion, that the cover looks the way it does, because I think that story could have a broader reach.
From the Blueprint News Network, this is Juliana Conyer. Thank you for listening to this episode of Romantics, the podcast Anything and Everything Romance Books.